What is the headline this week?
I don't know. I mean, selfishly, I want to make it about Dead Space, but I
Okay,
don't know
it's
if
Dead
that's the
Space because
biggest
that's where I
news.
was leaning.
Okay, Dead Space.
Dead
Let's
Space is
go.
coming early 2023, apparently. That's what
Yeah,
they're
so
targeting.
I mean, a lot of this was reported as a quote unquote delay, which isn't really true because they didn't really give it a public release window. It just had rumors saying that it would come later this year. So take that as you will. But it's coming early 2023. If you're unfamiliar, this is EA Motive that are completely remaking the first Dead Space. So it's not a remaster, it's a complete
Complete remake, yeah.
reimagining of how that first game works, which is kind of cool because that first game, while still very good, is definitely a product of its time. All of its hubs are disconnected. You
You got to climb a
linearly travel
tram.
from one to the next. Yeah. So yeah, it's what I like about this is the live stream that they put together that came out yesterday, Friday. Was kind of like a very big deep dive into some of these small little mechanics that they're working on, like how they are updating the audio systems to create a creepy atmosphere.
Yeah.
Kind of like their focus on art design and how they are changing things with the weapons. It's a sort of peek into game dev
Yeah.
you don't really get often. So I kind of appreciate that they're showing that off.
Yeah.
And it looks really good. I'm very excited for this.
You
I
recently
played
replayed.
I recently replayed Dead Space 2 and 3, and I think 2 is a very, very good game. I think 3 is an okay game.
Yeah.
But I think Dead Space is just a great series, and like if this thing pops off, it just means we'll probably get more.
Yeah.
So yeah, stoked.
Cool. I mean, 2023 is, I thought it would be like maybe end of 2023. So
Yeah, beginning of 2023
it's,
sounds pretty good.
yeah.
Gonna get spooky in January.
It's so spooky. I suppose other big news this week. Sony had a state of play, with lots,
Yeah,
lots of interesting things. You want a Dino Crisis from Capcom?
too bad.
They're giving you Exoprimal, which I've seen probably the best description. It's the love child of Dino Crisis and Anthem.
Yep.
Which,
Or like Dino Crisis and Overwatch
and
by the
Overwatch,
looks
yeah.
of some of its gameplay.
It's
I
just, yeah.
I really love that there's just basically this like fucking moon that just like dumps dinosaurs into a city. It almost reminds me of like the Blood Moon in Bloodborne, where that like creepy boss crawls out of, except it's just 10 billion T-Rexes or
It's just
something.
dinosaurs, yeah.
It's so ridiculous. Like it's kind of great. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. I'm curious to see how this pans out, but it's just funny because
Definitely looks like a live servicey multiplayer
Yeah.
game because it's like you're in mechs that are all different like classes and you're fighting off waves and waves and waves of dinosaurs.
Yeah, I just love the volume of dinosaurs because it's not like there's three
really is.
velociraptors. It's like, no, there are dozens.
But like how many
hundreds of-
dinosaurs can we put in the RE engine?
Shit. So yeah,
It was just very funny watching that like they show dinosaurs and then you saw the Capcom name and people like, oh
I know.
my god.
And then it's like,
it just
surprise.
super was not that.
So yeah, we're gonna fly through this quickly, but the trend for this states of play was there are a lot of Square
Japanese
Enix
titles,
JRPGs specifically.
It actually felt like a Square Enix showcase. Like
Yeah.
I think like 80% of the shit
Which
here was all Square Enix.
one of my colleagues was saying like, are Sony, is this their way of saying we're buying Square Enix? We've just partnered with them.
We just gave them
We're just giving them a lot of stage time. So there's the Direfield Chronicles, which if you like turn-based combat, looks really cool. It's
boy, Square's making a lot of these games.
A lot of these, yeah. It's like
Sure.
Project Triangle Strategy just came out. That is Square as well, isn't it?
Yep.
And it, for all intents and purposes, it's that sort of. It even looks similar visually. It's like that. I don't know. It's like there's a term for it. Can't think of it now. It looks similar.
Yeah.
Valkyrie Elysium. Did you watch this trailer?
Boy, this game looks old.
It looks like a PS2 game.
It looks really bad.
But I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, it looks like a. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, it didn't look
Uh,
good.
So if you're a fan of the Valkyrie franchise, which is a thing, there's a new game coming
Valkyrie
out.
Profile apparently, but I've never
Um,
heard of that. So
yeah. Well, one cool surprise from the showcase was Returnal Ascension and upcoming updates,
Mm,
which is free, which will be adding a co-op mode and a new area, which is kind of like I suppose goes back to what the studio's known for, like an arcade shooting, high score shenanigans. So
yes,
basically, it will be a tower in the game. You have to work your way up, while juggling multipliers, surviving enemies, all of that good stuff.
I'm super
But
down for that.
yeah, but I think that's cool. Don't get me wrong. But I think what's quite a big win for a lot of people's Returnal's a difficult game. Like it's
Mm.
easily one of the hardest games to come out in recent years. Playing it alone is super challenging. I think for people who struggle, who want a helping hand, co-op is a nice little touch. Yeah.
As long as there's no friendly fire, because that will get
Oh,
crazy
I don't
quickly.
know if they'll be friendly fire, but yeah, I think I don't know how they'll balance it, but I imagine the idea is that the game's meant to be easier co-op to help
Mm.
people, make their way through. A really good game. Like I loved Returnal when I played it last year.
If I'm not
Um,
mistaken, this new tower also has new story
there's new
stuff.
story
Like,
stuff. Yeah.
yeah, so that's cool. I wonder if that's like an epilogue,
Mm,
because there was a report not long ago that suggested Housemarque is working on a new IP. So I wonder if they're just like, okay, we're going to wrap up the story of Returnal instead
and
of leaving
then
it on that dangling thread
yeah,
that we
okay,
did,
that's true.
Yeah.
Ghostwire Tokyo got a new trailer. I didn't watch it, but a lot of people said it looks fantastic.
It's out like soon.
It's
It's like
out
less than
like
2 weeks.
2 weeks, yeah.
So
So
the
oh my god.
animation in this game, like being first person and seeing all your like hand motions, like I said, I think an episode or two ago, very much reminds me of Doctor Strange
Yeah, yeah, this is the
type of
Doctor
thing.
Strange game.
Yeah,
I
so
mean, yeah,
very cool.
it looks
Keen for that.
awesome. Cool, that's out soon. Forspoken got another trailer. And again, like it's interesting because the more I see of this game, the less excited I am for it. I'm just like, oh, just launch already. But
It's weird,
a
man.
lot of people I've spoken to said Forspoken actually looks really cool. They liked the
But
magic
what
that was
is
shown.
it? Like
I
every
don't
trailer I
know.
come back and being like, cool, she can jump around and do cool
Do
stealth
magic and
shit, but I have
stuff.
no
Cool.
fucking clue how this game works. Like what is it? Like, are you just running around this really deserty looking open world and just like hopping, skipping, and jumping on things? Like, I don't.
Hop, skip,
Yeah,
and a
I
jump.
don't know.
I don't know.
It's only out in October now, anyway.
Yeah.
So
Stranger of Paradise, Final Fantasy Origin. If you want, there's
chaos.
a new demo which we mentioned earlier that is now playable, but the game is out like in a week. So yeah, I guess that's a
Hmm.
good way to get a feel for the game. Gundam Evolution. I did not watch this.
Hell yeah! First-person shooter in
Mm-hmm.
Gundams.
This is quite cool. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is getting a new collection called the Kawabunga Collection,
Love
which
it.
wraps up a lot of games into one package. So I'm not going to read through
13
this list, but yeah, it's like
13 games.
from
Yeah.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in the arcade and the NES through to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3 on the Game Boy. Like there's a lot of
Yeah, it's
games
like
in this
Game Boy,
collection.
Genesis, NES, Super Nintendo, so SNES games. Pretty cool.
There was one I played. I'd have to play it to remember, but I played one as a kid a lot. It might have been number 2. I don't know. I'll have to check it out.
I think I ever played
Um,
any of these games, but yeah,
Never.
that's
My
kind of cool.
goodness.
It's also coming to Xbox, PC, and Switch, so that's
Yeah.
neat.
Gigabash? No idea what that is.
Yeah, I didn't know. I just saw monsters ravaging like a city, and that's all I got from that. Like,
Okay.
I don't know at all what that is, but cool.
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure All-Star Battle R, which I assume is Royale, maybe. I don't know. If you're a fan of the anime.
So, according to Kotaku, this isn't a new game. This
Oh,
is a remaster of a game first released in 2013 on PS3. They say it's massively updated and has 50 playable characters as opposed to the 32 when it originally launched. So
damn.
this is an anime that Darren has always told me I
Yeah,
should watch. Yeah.
we'll watch it
So
one day.
JoJo's Bizarre
Two
Adventure.
2D Ghost of Tsushima Trek to Yomi continues to look really
This
good.
game looks cool, man.
Yeah.
I'm super down for this
So
game. I mean, they've shown off this game before.
yeah.
It's coming to PC as well, but boy, it looks
So
pretty
for
fucking
those of
cool.
you who cannot watch the trailer, it's basically a samurai game, but completely black and white to look like samurai
Yeah,
movies
the
of old.
Kurosaki. Yeah,
Yeah, and it's in 2D. Well, it's not in 2D. It's a
side
side
scroller.
scroller.
Yeah,
That's the term I'm looking for.
it looks real
it's not
good.
it's not 2D. It's 3D, but it's side scrolling.
It's got a very cool vibe to it.
Yeah.
I'm very into it. So
Mm.
yeah, Trek to Yumi.
Yumi?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
coming out this spring, so
Yep.
that's soonish in the next couple
Cool.
of months.
And that's basically the Sony
That was the state of
Direct.
play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A Sony Direct,
Strange
sorry.
show.
State of Play, not a Sony Direct. This is not Nintendo. But speaking of Nintendo, we're going to bounce through some news quickly. Do you like Mario? Because Super Nintendo World at Universal Studios is opening in 2023. So
I like his red hat.
You like his red hat. This got my attention though. The subhead to this is ready to jump into your very own Mario Kart, and I was like,
Okay.
playing Mario Kart in real life. Now you have my attention. If I can,
Okay. I want to throw turtles
at you. Throw
other
bananas
people.
behind
Yeah,
me.
I want to throw a blue shell at someone.
Look, have you ever been to a huge theme park like a Disneyland or?
I've never been to a Disneyland. I've been on the outside of essentially this park that they're talking about here, which is Universal Studios Hollywood, which is, I've visited it after like E3, but only for like the shops and stuff because the park itself is fuck off expensive.
Yeah, I was with you that trip actually. Now that I
you
think
were,
about
yeah.
it.
We've been there, yeah. So yeah, that's about it. And then good old Ratanga Junction in Cape Town.
Yeah.
Hooray.
Let me tell you. So I've been to Disneyland in Orlando, and the level of attention to detail and how they put a lot of effort into making that world believable. Very cool. Like in America, it's in a whole different level of So just imagining a Mario world. I mean, just for a quick comparison, there's that Star Wars hotel. Is it in Disneyland?
It's in Disneyland, yeah. It's the Star Wars stuff at
just
Disneyland.
Think about that.
Insane.
Like imagine it's just
I really want to go visit that.
Yeah.
When I'm rich.
Yeah, you'll need a lot of money for that. Yeah. And then in other quick Nintendo news, Princess Peach is the latest Mario character to get her own interactive Lego set.
She looks terrifying.
She looks tell me she's not going to come find you in your sleep and murder you.
I've really not enjoyed the character models for the Mario Lego sets, like because they're supposed to have like digital eyes and mouths, and I really don't like them, especially because when they turn off, they just look like shallow husks of their former selves. Like, but I'm
interesting.
Not a fan of this. But the Princess Peach castle set looks real good.
Yeah. So look at the castle. Castle's cool.
Yeah, you get Toadette, you've got Bowser Jr., you've got what's this dude's name? I'm forgetting the other bad guy with the single tooth.
Bowser's kid. I don't know.
It's not his kid. It's like some other
Bowser's nephew.
I remember him from the tennis game. That's all I know.
Yeah. Cool. What other news do we have? Sorry, I'm just like flying through here. Elden Ring has now been completed in under an hour, which is hilarious because at the beginning of the week, people were like, "Whoa, Elden Ring's been completed in under 2.5 hours," and then 1 or 2 days later, under an hour.
I saw someone did the traditional. They finished it with a banana controller. That's already happened.
Mm-hmm. Which is cool,
as one does.
I can't wait to finish the game and then watch the speed run
and then play it with the banana controller.
Because I imagine the critical part in this game, like it can't be that long if it's and unless I haven't watched the speed run unless they glitching through to different areas, whatever. But
you've got to really lean into the YouTube culture and just finish it with the Pashte Nata controller.
Oh my god. So the problem with that is
how the Kaku controller. Every time you hit it, it's just flour.
Well, the problem with the stage controller, like I'd have to fight temptation to eat it every time.
Oh my god! Prago controller.
Can I fight this boss or should I eat the controller? Oh, this is pretty cool. Microsoft asks you to switch to Xbox's energy saver mode because it now lets you download games and system updates in that mode.
Yeah, so I mean, all the consoles basically have said we've got these energy saving modes, but like if you want to do automatic updates, so that you don't turn on your console and have to sit through all of that shit, it has to be kept in like a standby mode so that it can continually phone home. And there's been so many studies over the years about how all the electronics we keep on standby mode are just an
Actually just
absolute
uses,
waste of
yeah.
energy, just ridiculous amounts. I mean, in this article here, the instant on mode, which is what you previously needed to use to download updates, uses 20
30
times
times
more
more
energy than
power.
Power
Shoot.
Saver, which
Okay.
is obscene.
That's huge, yeah.
So it's really cool that now you can turn it to energy saver mode, and the only real hindrance is it boots up a bit slower.
Yeah. I mean,
But now it will
God
still do
forbid.
game downloads, system updates, all of that shit.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
Oh, this is cool. So I just saw this now. Microsoft has said that by 2030, it will design Xbox products and their packaging to be 100% recyclable.
Okay.
So we're going to get the Xbox Series R.
Xbox Series recycled. I would buy that. I mean, who is it? Is it Adidas? They have like a brand of shoes called Parlay, which are made with recycled plastics from the ocean, which is pretty cool. It's too bad that it's like fucking
That is a
5,000
great
rand
name,
for a
though.
pair of sneakers.
Makes me think of Pirates of the Caribbean. Is it the first movie?
Parlay. We
Parlay.
hit parlay. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's also cool is that Microsoft has made energy saver the default mode now as well. So you have to opt in to instant on.
Yeah. Okay.
And knowing, the large majority of people who don't, they just go next.
Yeah, that's quite
kind of
cool.
good.
And then last piece of news this week. Are you ready for Overwatch 2? Because that still exists. That's still a thing.
Cannot believe it actually still exists.
Overwatch 2 beta launching in April, but it will lack the PvE, which is, I don't know, this game. Overwatch 2, I think, was initially marketed as like, yeah, it'll have the multiplayer stuff, the typical, PvP, but the selling point of Overwatch 2 is the PvE. You're going to have these story-based missions. That's the not happening for a while. So
I mean, I think that's smart because it seemed like
smart.
This game was just never coming out.
Look, it's smart, but then I'm like, but then why do we need Overwatch 2?
Yeah. I mean, especially because like you can access the content from Overwatch 1. So
you're gonna have a slightly better looking game.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. It's just yeah.
It's weird. It's very weird. So the closed beta, which will arrive in late April, they are reducing the team size from 6v6 to 5v5. So
that's quite a big change. Yeah.
Because it's currently 6v6.
Yeah, 6v6, yeah.
4 new maps. A new ping system, the long-awaited debut of the 31st Hero Sojourn, and some hero reworks for Bastion, Doomfist, Orisa, and Sombra. Yeah. I didn't realize that Overwatch 2 was first announced in 2019.
A long time ago.
Crazy.
Yeah,
it was announced before the pandemic.
Yeah, but that's why I'm very confused because the selling point of Overwatch 2 is like there's new story PvE content. Like, but if you don't care about that, don't worry. Overwatch 1 will be updated alongside Overwatch 2.
And it's still only apparently coming out in 2023. Like,
I don't know. Overwatch 1 came out in what? Is it 2015?
Overwatch. I think it was earlier than that.
I think the beta was like
2016. Wow.
Yeah, it won Game of the Year in 2016. Like, we're in 2022. It's 6 years later. If you're launching next year...
They announced a sequel only 3 years after it launched. How strange.
Yeah, but then if it's launching next year, just make it its own game. 7 years feels a big enough gap to
kind of push people onto the...
I don't know.
Especially considering the only people playing Overwatch now are the people who would buy that new game
exactly.
as well. Like, yeah, I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get it.
But that's news for the week.